Andrew, you're on mute. Sorry, can't hear you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. You can say that the technical issues at the start were a bit of a challenge, but just to say we are streaming on LinkedIn. Won't be taking any photos or anything like that. So thank you very much for the tip, and we'll get started. So how to win more customers without spending more on marketing. I'd like to kick off with a brief introduction to myself and Susanna. My name is Andrew Walker, and together with Susanna, my wife, we're co-owners of Beacon Business Commercial Services. As you can see, we've lived and worked in a number of countries. We met in 2006. We were working in the European head office of Viking Direct, based in the Netherlands. 2009, I'm pleased to say we got married here in Ireland in County Wicklow. And we lived and worked for a period in the UK before moving to Cork at the end of 2020. And we set up our company in April of last year. So we are business growth coaches, and our goal is to help our customers. Susanna, if you could go to the next slide, could help our customers grow their business and achieve their business goals. And throughout the course of the webinar, as well as giving you the tips to grow your business, you'll get an insight into how we work with our customers. Now, our customers are small business owners. And having spoken to literally a couple of hundred since the beginning of April last year, we know that when they start their business journey, a bit like ourselves, they have a goal of being, masters of their own destiny, setting their own agenda. Yes, they have a business idea, but they want to move. A lot of them moved away from corporate life to achieve a work-life balance, which allows them to enjoy some great hobbies, spend more time with their families or their partners. So for many, it is about building a profitable business to sustain a great work-life balance. But the reality, when things start, can be very different. It can be quite overwhelming. I'm sure we all know as small business owners, we juggle many hats and many responsibilities as we grow our business, possibly before we recruit staff, if any staff. And rather than achieving that work-life balance we dreamt of at the start, the reality become quite different. 9 to 5 might seem like a dream, because the reality might be 9 to 9 or later. So that aspiration to have more time with families, partners, loved ones can be quite a challenge. So one of our starting points and one of our tips for our clients when we start working with them is really focusing and understanding what truly works within your business. And many of you will be familiar with the 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle. But just, in essence, it explains that just 20% of our time drives up to 80% of our results. So you think about it, the flip side really is that we're spending a lot of time, possibly 80%, expending a lot of time, effort, and energy on tasks that aren't getting the results that they need. So the first takeaway here is really for small business owners to grow your business. Do you really understand what's working? Where are you getting your revenue from, and where are you getting your profit from? Because once you've identified that and identified those elements that aren't driving any benefit for you, you can reduce the latter and focus more on the revenue generating activities. So to this point, I'd like to introduce the profit acceleration formula. And for this, it's fundamental for small businesses to get this concept to drive growth without really investing in extra marketing activity. There are just 5 key building blocks. You can see from leads, driving more leads, getting more inquiries. Most importantly, improving the conversion rate. Getting more transactions from existing customers, from loyal customers. Driving more revenue by optimizing your pricing, then ultimately increasing the profit you make. Now, the concept here is very much around compounding, and it's by improving and increasing the performance in each of those 5 elements by a small percentage, relatively conservative, could be 5%, 10%, but the overall impact in your business will be significantly higher. Now on the next slide, I'll explain what I mean with a very simple example. So on the left, in red, you can see those 5 elements. We then have a baseline of, let's assume this was our situation last year in 2021. And for the purposes of today's discussion, we're the board of directors. And we decided as a group, we're going to aim in 2022 to grow by just 10%. So if we applied and achieved that, you can see in the middle column, the impact. So I'm just going to pick out leads, and you see we've gone from 1,000 to 1,100. Simple maths for the benefit of the example. But our customer numbers have grown from 250 to 303. And that's a 21% increase. And if you go further down the column to more revenue, at 366,000, we've grown revenue by around 47%. And that's the continued compounding effect of those small increases to 10%. And then we look at gross profit at just over 100,000. That's an impact of 60%. So you think about it, by identifying some key drivers in your business, understanding what's really working, and delivering a small growth, the overall impact on your revenue, and most important, profitability, gross profit in this situation can be significantly higher. So if we looked at, and we hit a 50% increase, not only would we be celebrating Big Star at the end of the year, we'd have actually grown our figures to 1.2 million euros worth of business and close to €500,000 worth of profit. So that's 3-figure percentage increases in that situation. So just a couple of takeaways from this introduction. You know, many small business owners can be overwhelmed by the lack of time, resource, or expertise, or just how much work they've got to do. So we encourage them to really work on their business, truly understand their numbers. And then by identifying the key drivers and focusing on achieving some relatively small growth, it shows what can be achieved. So I'm going to hand over to Susanna, and she's going to, following this theme, step you through some strategies to help you grow your business, really following the elements of the profit acceleration formula. Susanna.
Hi there. Thank you for joining us today, and apologies for all the links exchanges. So before I started, as Andrew said, we have talked to over 200 business owners, and many times they will actually mention things like, well, I will do marketing when I have money. The reality is that maybe what they refer, it is about the promotional part of marketing. So to explain the difference, strategic marketing versus tactical marketing. Strategic marketing is all about what you say, to whom, and how. We focus on the 7 pieces of marketing that include product, what you sell, prices, the positioning, and so on and so forth. Tactical marketing is basically where do you communicate your message, that it could be social media, website, or a flyer. So that is the first thing that I want you to keep in mind for the conversation forward. The second one, it is that, if this light move, the marketing is all about helping your customer or your prospect to make the right decision. So this is why many small businesses are trying to, basically the marketing that we know doesn't work for the small businesses. We try to copy what the big brands do. And what they do, imagine Coca-Cola, Apple, or whoever, they actually are generating the 30 seconds video message, for example, because they focus in social media, TV, or radio advertisement. The reality is that they have a suite of other touch points, billboard, magazine, interviews, and so on and so forth that complement those 30 seconds. So that's how they provide the whole story for a consumer, and they know that they are making the right decision. If we as small businesses, because budget and resources focus on those 30 seconds, we are basically saying nothing to the customer that will help them to make a right decision. Think that what we do, it is not about the product or service that we are selling, it is about the solution to a problem. Everything that we do is to either reduce pain or increase the pleasure. So think about someone that writes CVs. But actually what they are telling you, it is that it's selling you the life that you will have getting that job that you so much want. The financial advisor is all about the peace of mind and the future, how you're going to be living in the future. Worries, you're not going to have worries. And when we think about the companies that we are working with, it is all about the things that they wanted to do when they set up the business and how we help them to actually achieve the income that they need in order that they can think about the things that they really want to do the rest of the time. So the first thing when you are talking about marketing, and the first strategy to make sure that your marketing works and that you don't have to invest more money, it is creative messages that really will resonate with your audience. And for that, you need to avoid 3 mistakes. The first one is not clearly defining who your customer is and believing that you know what they want. So normally I will say, if when we ask customers, I say, who's your customer? Oh, everybody buy this product. You immediately know that they have a problem, because yes, an ice cream, everyone can buy an ice cream, but when you sell it to a child, you will use different music, certain colors, and certain attraction for attracting that child. If you're selling the same ice cream to a grandparents, it probably will be with more pastel colors, different music, and so on. So although your product can be sold to anyone, you need to clearly identify to whom are you talking when you are trying to sell your product. The second thing, it is not clearly differentiating from the competition. We all think that we are different. However, and that's why I love this photo, because customers see us as zebras. They just see that we all look the same, and unless that you do something to differentiate yourself, they will not notice it. Because remember, they don't know us. So it is very difficult for someone to know how different you are in the herd of zebras if you look exactly the same to the rest. The last step, it is marketing is not about you. As I said at the beginning, marketing is all about helping your customer, your prospect, to make the right decision, given the right information for them make the decision. When we are talking about us and we say what we do, our credentials, and the fabulous things that we know how to do, it's not helping them. It is like how all that translates on something that will help them to make a decision. So as I said, to craft a message that will resonate with your audience, there are 3 areas that you need to focus. It is understanding your customer, differentiating yourself, and we will show you a framework to actually create effective marketing. This framework helps you to do in any way that you communicate with your customers. And this one, if you follow it, it will make that any piece of marketing that you do is going to be more effective, and you don't have to spend more money on doing it. So in terms of the customer, remember that to be able to communicate with them, you need to know who they are. It's important that you also remember that depends on your product or service, you could be talking with a user or a decision maker. Think about a toy. A toy is manufactured with certain child age in mind. Who buys that toy? Grandparents, the parents. So the same happened, for example, with the service that you are selling to in a corporate organization to be used by the employees. Brilliant. The employees will love it, but you are selling it to HR or to the operation director. Which are the problems that they have? They want to attract talent. They want to retain talent. They don't care if the service that you give is health, it is English lessons or whatever. When you are thinking about your product, you need to think to whom are you selling that? Because independent of who your target is, you need to know what your customer needs, understand how the brain works, how they process information, and how they make decisions. And one of the most important points, it is to understand what is the pain points, main concern, or frustrations that are in your customer mind, because that is a conversation happening in their head. You need to understand which is the problem they have and they don't want. Once you know that, the second step is all about how are you different from the competition. So your customer needs to understand that you clearly provide the best solution and you are the best option. So many of the businesses that we talk to have spent a lot of time. In Ireland, there is something called the trading voucher online, and many businesses have a website. But then they realize that after 3 months and a lot of money spent, they don't receive any more customers. Why is that? Because when you go to the website, you see things like just great service, high quality. These are my accreditations. This is what I do. And I'm pretty sure if you go to the competitors, they actually, even with the same words, they use the same words. And none of them is saying, why you as my customer, I'm going to solve your problem. So when we work with our customers, we work in what we call developing the market dominating position. In this is basically, we help you to stand out of the crowd. We include things like the problem that you solve, the solution or the result that you provide, why you are different to the competition, and which is your compelling offer. Normally, this should be so slick that you can even use it in your elevator pitch. And if you have employees, they should be able to say to customers or potential customers exactly the same. So as an example, if I am a real estate agent, obviously I sell and buy, and I help people to sell and buy houses, let houses, and so on. But so if I tell you that I do all that, and these are my accreditation, there is nothing different to someone else. However, if I say, yeah, I'm a real estate agent, and if I sell homes in 60 days, and if I'm not, I'll do it for free. I'm pretty sure that that is something that will stop you and say, oh, I need to talk to this person. So it is that the kind of point that you need to understand what is your compelling offer, what it is that you're offering that is over and above anyone else and make you so different. So once you know who your customer is, the problem that they have, and you have your market dominating position, then you can start working on the framework to write your messages that it will resonate. This framework, we call it the conversion equation, and have 4 elements. The first one, it is about interrupting. So getting prospect to pay attention to your marketing. We usually use the headline if you are, for example, thinking on a written advertisement or in social media. For that, you need to appeal to the key concern on your customer mind. So you are looking for emotional response. That's why you will use words or phrases that describe problems or frustrations that your prospect is feeling. And I insist it's in feeling because it's an emotional response. When we go to the engage part, it is promising that you are actually going to talk about a solution to the problem that they have. Because remember that the prospect will only engage with your message if it resonates with the conversation they have in their head and provides a solution that they don't have. Again, here you are appealing still to the emotional side of the brain. This all happens in the first 2 to 3 seconds. So this is a quite quick thing. The next one, it is educate. And here is when you give them information that allows them to logically understand how and why you are the one that solved their problem. So here's where you educate them on the reasons why they need to buy what you sell, reassure them about the concerns or possible objections that they might have, and provide them with information about what they need to look at in order to make the best decision. Remember, you are helping them to make the right decision. There is something that is quite interesting, and it is the number of prospects who are ready to buy today the product that you sell. It is only 1 to 5% from the total number of customers that potentially could buy your product. What it means that if you are just talking to this 1 to 5%, you are leaving out of the conversation the 95 to 99% of your potential customers. So that's why the education piece is fundamental for actually maintaining that conversation with people that will buy in the future. The last element of the conversion equation, it is about the offer. And this is what we call in marketing. It is every marketing piece should contain a free risk offer, or what we call to action, to encourage the prospect to take the next step. And if you think in a piece of marketing that is catering for the 1 to 5% of people who will make a decision now, call to actions like buy now, like book now, or book an appointment are call to action for people who are ready to go the next stage, that probably already are analyzing different suppliers. However, those call to action will not resonate with anyone that it is in the looking or gathering information only. 89% of the research happened online before talking to any salesperson. So if your call to action is call me for an appointment, trust me, unless that it is the 1 to 5%, it's not going to happen with the rest. However, if you create a call to action that will engage them to continue gathering information with the free risk offer, it will help you to understand where those customers are in the customer journey, and you will have capturing with the same advertisement people who are buying now and the people who will buy in the future. So as an example, just to give you, this is selling your home. That's the headline. The most common reasons why property are not sold. Then we give some information, and the call to action of the offer, it is 15 tips to sell your home faster, and it is just to download. So this is, I call it that is one of the most important in order to get more customers without spending more on marketing, because whatever time that you spend creating messages or communication to your customers, if you use the right framework, understanding what is the problem that you solve, you should increase the number of leads generated and also the conversions. So now I will talk you through to some of the strategies that we use with customers in order to win more customers, convert more, and sell more without spending more money. So the first one, it is about reduction of the friction in the customer journey. This sounds very marketing, but basically the customer journey, it is from the moment the customer know I have a problem and I need a solution, to the moment that they will solve the solution, decide the supplier, got the solution, and they love it, and they actually write 5 stars everywhere. That's basically the customer journey. We tend to believe that customer journey is linear, so that one thing happens after the other, and we will, from the moment we put a post in social media to when the people will write 5 stars, everything is perfect. The reality in each of these stages, to kind of in a quick glance, could be a problem. So for example, the link between the social media to the website could be broken. So people like that, but they click and didn't go, like my link for the webinar. You land in the landing page, and there is no information about vegan or allergies in this example. I called, and the person in the phone doesn't have any idea there was an offer that what can I do with vegans or allergy people? Or the driver didn't deliver the product, it didn't taste as nice as it's supposed to, or the service was very bad. So then that is what we expect to happen, doesn't happen. So when you are reducing this friction, it will improve your conversion rate, customer satisfaction, better reviews, more referrals, more sales. Another strategy that also you don't need to spend, it's just time. It is about joint ventures. So joint ventures, to create the successful ones, you need to find partners that are serving exactly the same type of customer that you are serving, with a complementary product or service. So that will enhance the value of your business in the eyes of your customer. Because basically, when we work with our customers and they need to update their website, for example, if they don't have already a contact, we will actually refer them to a partner to develop that website. And we don't provide the service, but if the referral company provides similar quality of service and my customer is extremely happy with them, they will feel that it is an extension of my service. At the same time, for example, when a web developer, they spend a lot of time trying to figure out with their customer what they want to do in their website. So they could actually, literally, they can say, look, work with this guy. In 4 weeks, you will have a clear understanding. You will know which are your call to actions, and you will really get the best out of the website that you want to build. For the web designer, reduce the time spent trying to figure out, and the end result is going to be an extremely happy customer because my website actually is doing what I thought it will do. Another strategy, and it's quite overlooked, is follow-ups. So 60% of customers say 4 times no or ignore you before saying yes. 80% of sales happen between the 6th and the 10th follow-up. I'm not talking about calls, I'm talking about times that the person come across this information, similar or complementary information. And unfortunately, 44% of people give up after 1 follow-up. So it is important to do the follow-up because first of all, you don't want to put pressure on the customer. If they are in the 95 to 99% that don't want to make a decision today, the only thing that you need to find out is where they are, which type of information will help them to make the right decision. Worst case scenario is that will go with someone else, but at least you will know that because what is the reason, and then you can address it. But if you don't follow up, you never know why is that they didn't make the decision, didn't go with you. We know that 89% of people will actually go, a trade business will go with the company that comes back, answer to them the first, because it is just so important and they feel that, okay, we are important for this business because they answer quick. Yep. Another strategy, again, it is email marketing. People are slightly obsessed with social media. However, social media is something that we have today, and tomorrow, if the companies decide to charge for everything, we suddenly don't have followers. So email marketing, it is still a very, very important tool for businesses, and especially for B2B businesses. Considering that 80% of your sales will occur between the 6th and the 10th time that someone receives information, nurturing your customer or potential customer is key. So you really need to make sure that having email campaigns, introducing a proper drip campaign, that it is automated campaigns that will deliver content to maintain this customer engaged. This is the kind of things that will continue generating more leads when you are busy and don't have time to do marketing, is the thing that will continue nurturing the lead that you capture to become your customer when they are ready. So this is literally something that is working on the background when you don't have to be on top of it. And again, it doesn't cost a lot of money to do this. As I said at the beginning, marketing is not only about promotion and social media, downsell. So this will increase your conversion and your revenue. This is basically when you have a product or a service and your main offer, and someone say no to that you can offer them something alternative at a lower price. The goal is to turn the prospect into a client, so you not only will get the short-term financial revenue benefit, but you get the opportunity to do business with them again in the future. And actually, you can convince them that actually you are the right company partner for them, and they will maybe be able to move them to the next stage. Think about the gym. I know for certain that the commitment of 1 year in a gym, it is not something that appeals me. However, if someone offer me it's just that the winter months I can go and do my running there, that will be different. Or even a 1-week trial membership to see if I really enjoy and I like it. So that's the kind of thing, once you get into the environment, you are a customer and convert you to pay more, it is a lot easier than actually attracting a new one. We normally talk to customers about the value because we know that basically when customers don't know what's the difference between one service and the other, they will compare what they can and choose by price. I'm pretty sure that you have bought a printer, a washing machine, a dishwasher, and you go to the shop, you see all the labels with all the features, and at some point you are looking around, it's like, okay, which is the difference between this one and this one? And if you don't have any brand preference, you probably will choose by price. If it has the same features and this is cheaper, why I'm going to pay more? The same happened with our customers, and it is when they try to add value, they normally go with things like discounts. And discounts, normally what they do is just destroy their margin. So as an example, if I have a selling product that the selling price is 100 euros. If I want to generate 1,000 euros profit, I need to sell 33.3 units. If I reduce the selling price in 10% to 90, and as Andrew mentioned, the compound effect, the net profit margin, it is a lot less. That it is a lot more than 10%, it's around 21%. To generate the same 1,000 euros in profit, I need to sell 50 units. And as you probably know, 10% doesn't change customer behavior. 40%, 50%, hence the sales have those numbers, because we don't suddenly need something that is going to cost 10% less. It is actually, we could make the effort to buy something that we don't need because it's at that cheap. So what we recommend here, it is simple things like, think about what you provide to your customers. Can you offer, for example, what it is the quality of your products is different to what the competition is offering. Your service, did your customer service go the extra mile? Can you can you actually put it that there so that it's going to make the difference and that you don't have to compete on price? Local garages, for example, most of the time they actually offer the same service that the branded dealership, and probably even cheaper. However, the branded dealership, they will, besides that you can have a place where to have a internet, a coffee, and continue working while you wait for your car. They have the history of your car in an online system that can be accessible anywhere in the country. And because they have that information, when you want to upgrade your car with them, normally the equity of your car is higher. So the perception of higher value is really tangible. So that's why we don't mind to pay a little bit extra every time that we go to visit them. And the last strategy that, again, doesn't require money, requires time. It is pricing. So this is the easiest and most difficult of all, because develop, implement, and maintain the right price strategy, or if you do it wrong, or if you don't do it often enough, it could mean that your prices are out of the market. When we talk with our customers, we always ask, and we say, okay, there are 4 ways that you can actually increase your profit. Increase sales, reduce the overheads, reduce the cost of goods, or increase prices. So when we talk about increasing prices, they almost like, no, I'm never doing that. So then you ask them, well, okay, when was the last time you increased prices? Oh, I don't remember. When was the last time that your suppliers increased prices? Well, every year we probably receive a letter with that. So the point is, increase the prices every year a little bit is a lot less painful than actually have to increase the prices when your business is in trouble and you can really afford to continue losing money. So having a proper price strategy in place is key. Having a proper price increase process in place, especially in the period that we are today, it is really important. Companies you will not lose a customer because you increase the price. You will lose them the way that you do it. If you don't inform them in time, if you don't give them enough information to understand what is happening, or if you just suddenly do it and you go even overboard because the offer demand, it looks like I can increase the price as much as I want. All those kind of things are the ones that will make you lose customers. Having a proper strategy, introduce in time, explain your customers, that shouldn't be a big problem. Things that you can do with your prices, it is, for example, review again using the 80-20 rule. 80% of your profit and sales come from 20% of your products. Can you have a different price in those products? Do you price with costs of goods and a margin on that, or do you actually price depend on the value of what you are offering in the market? Are you comparing, looking what the competitors are doing? I'm not talking about only the price, how your offer in general, service, digitalization, or whatever that is different from you to the competition, how do you stand out, and that you can put that as part of your price. So there are a lot of elements when we are looking into price, and But at this moment, because as things are like this, having a price strategy and having a price increase process are the two key to overcome this period of time. So with that, I finished the 7 strategies that will help you to win more customers without spending more on marketing. So do you have any questions?
All clear.
Okay, so I'll pass you over with Andrews for the wrap up then.
Thank you very much. Just a brief wrap up. We started the presentation. I touched on the concept of the Pareto principle and the importance of truly understanding what's driving your business so you can really focus in on that. Then explained the profit acceleration formula and how by making small incremental gains, just 5 areas can drive exponential growth within your business. And then Susanna's talked through a number of strategies to help you grow your business in a very cost-effective manner with the least cost at all extra occurred. So we really appreciate your time this afternoon. There are a couple of bonuses, and I just want to step through those. One of which is later in the week, I'll send you some sign-in details to our marketing e-learning system. You get 4 weeks free access, so please have a look around. There's a lot of learning content there. We hope you enjoy it, and we'd really welcome your feedback. The second is one of our starting points with our clients is taking part in a personalized business audit. Again, there's no charges associated with this. We use our profit acceleration software, obviously based on the concept of the formula outlined. And our commitment in like a 1-hour session, it might have to be online for those of you in Cyprus and Mumbai, but we identify some strategies to clearly grow your business with a revenue and a profit forecast allocated to them. Everybody that we've been through this process with on the business audit have found it very insightful and left with some good ideas to help them grow their business. So if you're interested, please drop us a line on hello@bbcs.ie. Of course, we will be in touch over the next couple of days. So it's really the final slide now. It's just if you have any final comments, feedback or questions,